Now take an example of Vlsm, variable length subnet mask. This is our network. We need to create three subnets or three LANs that have, the first LAN have 50 PCs, the second LAN have 120 PC, and the third LAN have 28 PCs. So we select the LAN that have maximum number of PCs, that is this. This is our first LAN. Then remaining LANs that have 50 PCs and 28 PCs. So we need to select the maximum PCs LAN, that is this 50 PCs LAN. It becomes second number of LAN and this is third number of LAN. So we do some netting for this LAN first. 202 for this LAN number 1. This is LAN number 2 and this is become LAN number 3. For LAN number 1, 202.51.214.0, that is our network ID. So we need here at least 120 IP, 120 valid IP. It means we need 120 plus 2 block size, that is 122. We need at least 122 as a block size. 2 is one for broadcast ID, one for network ID. These two are used for broadcast ID and network ID. So we need 122 as a block size at least. If we borrow in this octet, in 4 octet, if we borrow 1 bit, it means 2 to the power 1, it becomes 2 subnets. If we borrow 2 bits, then the block size is 4. If we borrow 3 bits, then the block size becomes 8. In the 4th octet, if we borrow 1 bit, then it becomes 128 as a block size. If we borrow 2 bits, then it becomes 64 as a block size. If we borrow 3 bits, then it becomes 32 as a block size, and so on. What is the optimal solution? If we use 128, then our condition is satisfied with this block size. If we use this, then our condition is not satisfied. So we use this block size. It means we borrow only 1 bit. So here for LAN 1, we borrow only 1 bit here. So the CIDR becomes 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 1. CIDR becomes 25. So the network bits are 25 as the CIDR shows, and the host bits are 7. The block size becomes, we borrow only 1 bit, so first bit's value, that is 27, 2 to the power 7, that is 128. Our block size is 128, or we can calculate it by formula 2 to the power h. H means the number of host bits, that is 7, 2 to the power 7, that becomes 128. This is our block size. Now number of host or number of valid IPs, that is 128 block size minus 2, 126. We have 126 valid IP address in this subnet. So the network ID is 202.56.214.0. The first IP address is 202.56.214.1, then 2, then 3, and so on. The block size is 127. It means the broadcast ID for this subnet is .127. This is our first subnet that have 126 valid IP addresses, and we need only 120 IP addresses. So our condition is satisfied with this subnet. For second subnet, we use the next subnet address as a 128 because block size is 128 for previous subnet, and the broadcast ID of this subnet is 127 and the next IP is 128, that is used for as a network ID for next subnet. So the network ID for this subnet is 202.56.214.128. Now we need 52 as a block size. If we borrow 1 bit, then the block size becomes 128. If we borrow 2 bits, then the block size becomes 64. If we borrow 3 bits, then the block size becomes 32. What is the optimal solution? This is the optimal solution for 52 PC, 52 block size. So we borrow 2 bits and 64 as a block size. So the CIDR becomes 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 2, that is 26. Now the subnet mask for this is 255.255.255 plus 128 plus 64, that is 192. The network ID for this network is 202.56.214.128. The next IP is 129, then 130, and so on till 191, because the block size is 64. 191 is broadcast ID, this is the network ID, and this is our subnet mask. Now for third subnet or third LAN, the network ID becomes 202.56.214.192, because the broadcast ID of just previous subnet is 191, so the network ID for this subnet is 192. We need to add 28 PCs. It means we need to have 30 as a block size at least. At least 30 is block size. If we borrow 1 bit, then block size becomes 128. If we borrow 2 bits, then the block size becomes 64. If we borrow 3 bits, then block size is 32. That is optimal for this condition. So we need to borrow 3 bits. After borrowing 3 bits, the CIDR becomes 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 3. That is 27. Now the subnet mask is 255.255.255.128 plus 64 plus 32, that is 224. That this is the subnet mask. Now the network ID is 202.56.214.192. This is network ID. Now the first valid IP is 193, then 194, so on till 251, because the block size is 30. Sorry. The broadcast ID is 223. This is the broadcast ID. This is the network ID, and this is the subnet mask. Here you can see we have different subnet masks for all subnets. So this is Vlsm, variable length subnet mask. The subnet mask length of subnet mask is vary from subnet to subnet.